Okay, hey, what's up? In my last video, I mentioned briefly a chicken bone story. A chicken bone story involving my stoma. And a lot of you, a lot more than I thought, commented that you wanted to hear the chicken bone story. So here we are. But before I tell the chicken bone story, I want to tell 4 short stories, don't worry, they're quick, of other ostomy mishaps and embarrassing moments I've had. I think it's good for us to share stuff like this, to help each other to feel a little bit better about the crazy stuff that we go through. The stories are the doorknob story, a few of you requested that one as well, the farting on a date story, the farting at work story, and the beatboxing bubblegum story. So here we go. In my last video, I mentioned the doorknob story, and I was referencing that because I was talking about how 2-piece ostomy bags are, they're pretty secure. You don't have to worry about them coming off or anything. And I said one time I accidentally ran into a doorknob and it did make it come off, but I was wrong. I was thinking back on it, and that's not what happened. So I actually don't know the last time that I accidentally popped open a 2-piece. They're pretty secure. Anyway, the doorknob story, I was in college, I was getting used to a new apartment, and I woke up in the middle of the night, mostly asleep, and I had a completely full bag, had to go to the bathroom, and I just was kind of feeling my way into the bathroom, and it wasn't actually a door knob, it was one of the door handles that's curved, and I walked right into it while I was still trying to wake up, and within a few seconds, I smelled what I smelled and had to end up changing my bag. But yeah, I just totally walked into it with a full balloon on my belly and popped it. The farting on a date story. And let this story be a reminder to you, as it is to me constantly, of why when you're dating, you should always tell the person you're wanting to date as soon as possible, like as soon as it makes sense, about your ostomy. Because 1, it's a great filter. If they don't like it, get them out of there. They don't deserve you. 2, well, the longer you wait to tell someone about your ostomy, there's a much higher chance that something awkward is going to happen, just like this. So, I met this girl online. We talked for maybe a week or so. We decided to get some lunch. I didn't think it was going to be a big deal. I was like, all right, if the lunch goes well, we'll keep talking, we'll go out again, then I'll tell her about my ostomy. I should have told her before we even went to lunch. But anyway, the restaurant was kind of quiet. We got talking, we were having good conversation. And she said something funny. I start laughing at her joke. This guy, he just rips one. And obviously I have no control over that. And we just kind of looked at each other for a sec like, yep, that just happened. And then we went on with the rest of the day. I never saw her again. For some reason, we're still Facebook friends. She's married and has a kid now, or 2. But anyway, it was a little embarrassing, mostly funny. It is what it is. The farting at work story. Now, obviously, we're all working. We're going to be farting at work. No big deal, right? It's happening. But there was one year I was doing a seasonal job for United Healthcare, just data entry, processing applications. And if you've ever worked for a company like that where they're just tons and tons of employees doing data entry, like, I don't know if that's still how they do it. It's probably all AI now. I don't know. But back when I was doing it, this was in about 2012, it was just rows and rows and rows of employees in small cubicles, like just big enough for you to sit at your desk, sit in a chair on a computer. Tons of people, and they were very strict. I've never seen micromanaging like that in my life. It was kind of crazy. So tons and tons of rows of people, dead silence, like you could not talk, very quiet. And I got up to go to the bathroom, and it's just like a movie, like in The Shining, walking down the long hallway, and then they use that effect to make it look like it's stretching out. So I'm walking down this long row of people, all working quietly at their desks, typing away. And again, this thing, probably one of the loudest farts it's ever done. And it couldn't have been anyone else. I mean, it is the quiet, more quiet than church, okay? And I just farted so loud, and I just stopped dead in my tracks. I don't know why I stopped, kind of looked around, and yeah, a few people looked up at me, and I just started sweating, got to the bathroom as quick as I could. Oh, it was embarrassing. Oh my gosh. Anyway, see, we all have stuff like that happen. No big deal. You just gotta laugh about it. The beatboxing bubblegum story. Now, I have not thought of this story or told it in a very long time. So this is kind of fun to bring it back up in my memory and everything. So this was in 2015, and I was moving from Wisconsin to Utah, and my dad was helping me move. So we were doing a cross-country drive, and we had gotten most of the way home. We were on the way down from Denver into Utah. We had talked about all the things, we'd made all the jokes, we'd been listening to music and stuff. So, you know, on a long road trip like that, you're just looking for stuff to do to keep you occupied. And I like to beatbox. And a song was on, so I just thought I'd start beatboxing. A couple other facts at the time. I was also driving, and I was chewing some gum. Oh, and we were at a certain stretch where there's not a gas station for like 200 miles. I haven't done that drive in years. I have no idea if there's more gas stations out there now, but at the time, we were on a long stretch of no services, nowhere to stop. A good song was on. I decided to start beatboxing to it. I'm going. I'm enjoying myself. My dad is tolerating me. When you're beatboxing, you have to find, the right moments to take a breath so that it doesn't interrupt the beat. And sometimes it's like a quick, deep breath. So I take a quick, deep breath because I want to keep the beat going. And oh man, I sucked that gum right back into my throat. And I began to panic. Like really, really panic. Because they tell you your whole life, gum doesn't digest. And I'm there with an ostomy, like half of my intestines are gone now. I've got a stoma. What is this gum gonna do? Is it gonna get stuck? Am I gonna have like a crazy blockage? Because, that's not something you can force through. It's gonna get stuck in my intestines. It's gonna... I was like, what if it gets stuck? But then what if it blows the biggest gum bubble out of my stoma? Anyway, that was one of the funnier thoughts I had later. At the moment, I was freaking out. Like really freaking out. And there was nowhere to stop, no hospital, no gas station, like I said. So for about a half hour, I was freaking out. My dad did a good job of calming me down. Didn't get any blockages. Everything was fine. I never noticed gum passing into my bag for the next few weeks, months, years. Who knows what happened to that piece of gum, but it scared me to death. All right, hopefully you enjoyed those stories. Let me know if you did in the comments, or leave a comment telling me if you've had a more embarrassing story or whatever. Let's hear some funny stuff or some of these stories can be really sad and hard to go through. But in sharing them, we can be there for each other and help each other through this crazy journey. The moment you've been waiting for, the chicken bone story. Let's set the stage a little bit. It was December 3rd, 2016. And I'll show you in a minute why I remember that date. A nice, cold, crisp morning. And for breakfast, I decided to have some leftovers. The night before, my family had gone to Outback Steakhouse. Now, I know that Outback they were really big while I was growing up, but they've kind of become a lower key chain over the years. But they're still out there, and they still have a few good items. One of those that is definitely like a hidden gem, completely underrated, is their wings. Just their basic breaded wings are delicious. They're seasoned really well. The breading, I don't know what kind of breading they use when they fry the wings, but it is just, oh my goodness. Go to Outback Steakhouse and get you some wings. You just need to be careful how you eat them. Wow. So, the wings were absolutely delicious, but I got them as an appetizer, and then I had a main course. So, the next morning for breakfast, I was like, man, those wings were so good. That's what I'm going to have for breakfast. I'm a big leftover guy. And as I start eating those wings, I'm like, man, these are delicious. Like, why are they hitting so hard right now? These are some of the best wings I've ever had. And I just start going to town, just plowing through these wings. I'm so embarrassed telling this every time. I destroyed those things. I ate them all so fast. Everything was fine. But that night, sometimes if you eat vegetables or popcorn or something, you can feel yourself having a bowel movement through your stoma. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. And I'm always checking on it. I'm kind of obsessive like that. Like when no one's looking, I'll just kind of make sure everything's okay. And I reached down because I could kind of feel something. And I was like, oh, there's something hard right there in my bag. I wonder if it's a vegetable or what. And I kind of tried to move it out of the way and like get it to go to the bottom of my bag, and it wasn't moving. I was like, what? Is it stuck? Like, why is it like that in my bag? What's going on? And it wouldn't move. I was like, what could I have eaten? So I reached under my shirt and I just kind of grabbed at my bag and I pulled. I got my fingers around this hard thing and I pulled on it and I kind of jiggled it and it wasn't doing anything. So I pulled and I pulled and I pulled. I was like, what in the world is going on? What is coming out of my stoma right now? So, and I was wearing a two-piece. So I quickly undid it, looked down, and I had passed an entire and I know what you're thinking. It wasn't one of the big wing bones. That would be like really insane. But it was a good size. I still have it. I don't know if you can read this. It says 12/3/16 swallowed and safely passed a chicken bone from Outback with a little, and then I drew a little emoji. Anyway, I still have it. There it is. There we go. And I know that looks kind of small in the picture, in the video. But just, I want to show you a quick video because as soon as that happened, well, first, I made sure everything else was okay. I was like, is anything else coming out of me? Am I bleeding? How am I not in the hospital right now? How did that not get wedged in there? I just pulled it out. I mean, it was like a miracle, right? How did that not get wedged between here and there? It just made its way through and slipped right out. I'm going to show you the cell phone video that I sent to my family right after it happened. Check this out. Okay guys, I had already tried recording this video and my phone wouldn't let me send it. So I'll give you the condensed version. If you want more details, call, text, or FaceTime me. So I was eating wings this morning for breakfast. I must have started eating my wings like too quickly because tonight, 8-9 hours later, or 10 hours later, I was adjusting stuff with my bag to make it more comfortable, and I felt something hard right where my stoma is, and I was like, oh shoot, what did I eat? And I thought it was something small, so I kind of grabbed it, and I was like, why can't I grab all the way around it? So I pulled on it, and I was like, shoot, it's like, why can't I grab the whole thing? So I opened my bag from the top and pulled on whatever the object was. I somehow swallowed and safely passed a chicken bone that's over an inch long. How the heck did I do that? I pulled it straight out of my intestine. How crazy is that? So yeah, a little unbelievable, a little ridiculous, very embarrassing. This is why you chew your food, folks. At least it's a good story to tell, to help others along their path, and to make me look like an idiot, and help everyone else to laugh and have a good day. So, I hope you like those stories. Remember, you've already made it through the worst day you've ever had. So, let's just keep going. Let's tell these stories and help each other out. I'd love to hear some of your stories. I can't wait to hear what you're gonna say about me in the comments. But oh well. I'm here for you. I want everyone to have a good day. Thanks for watching this. We'll see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, wait. Hey, Outback Steakhouse. If any of you were watching this
Hear me.
I love me some Alice Springs chicken. And I love me some of your wings. Those things are phenomenal. So if you want to hook a guy up, I promise I'll chew him better this time. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Have a good day.